there, welcome back to Beauty Bee. I'm Iris. Today we are going to be doing a review of the NARS Afterglow lip balms. I have 3 of them here with me today to talk about. I have Orgasm, which I am wearing today, Fast Lane, which is sort of a muted mauve shade, and then Dolce Vita, which is also quite mauvey but a bit more pink. I have quite a bit of experience with these lip products. I actually have another one of Dolce Vita that lives in my purse, and I'm about 2/3 of the way through. I have used up 2 of the minis in Laguna, and the short version of this video is I really enjoy these. There's a reason why I have 4 full sizes and have gone through 2 minis. Start by talking about the component. This is a metal component. It clicks shut very securely. It is nicely weighted. It feels cool to the touch, and though it is quite a shiny component, I don't find that I get ridiculous fingerprints on this. I do see some every once in a while, but I did not, clean this off before the video, and I think it looks really nice. The price, these lipsticks are $28, but last year during Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty in the fall, they were half off, so they were $14. I would strongly recommend waiting until another Ulta 21 Days of Beauty run comes around to purchase. Often I've noticed once things show up once in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty, they keep showing up, and while I do really like these, the idea of paying $28 again for one of these is a little bit painful. Though I did pay $28 for one of these. I think for this Dolce Vita, I actually did cough up the $28 at Sephora, and I don't regret that. But no, it was a lot nicer to get the other 2 that I have for $14. I would say that in consistency, these are probably closest to like Blistex maybe. They don't feel like you're getting a ton of product off on your lips. They don't feel like the product's almost melting onto you. You're depositing relatively little product. You can build up the color a little bit. You're not going to get insane pigment right off the bat, which I think actually makes these a lot easier to wear. There are some tinted lip balms that I don't even trust myself to apply without a mirror, and these are not that. These are so easy to apply. They are nicely flattering. You can see your natural lip color poking through a little bit, not in a patchy way, not in a weirdly faded way. It looks really glowy and sort of natural. I mean, it looks like I'm wearing a lip product now, but it is fairly harmonious with my coloring. I think that pretty much anyone could wear pretty much any shade in this line and it would still look flattering on. There isn't so much tint to these that it's going to look weird or off. Additionally, because you aren't depositing a huge amount of product every time you apply these, I think you'll probably go through them a little bit more slowly than a lot of other tinted lip balms. For example, I'm thinking about the Tarte Lip Quench, which are those somewhat thinner lip balms that they have in the cardboard packaging. They're really pretty. I'll put a picture of them up. But I had 2 of those last year, and I went through both of them in, maybe 6 weeks each. They were just so creamy. You put down so much product every time you use them that I just flew through those things. I've had the one that's in my purse, Dolce Vita, since April. I use it a couple times a week. Some weeks I will use it like 6 or 7 times, and I still have 1/3 of it left. So these definitely last quite a bit longer. For some comparisons to some other formulas that people might be familiar with, let's look at the Pat McGrath Labs Lip Fetish Divinal Lip Shine. Now, these are both more expensive. I believe these are $38. and they're smaller. While the NARS Afterglow Balms are 0.1 ounces, this is only 0.08 ounces. So I don't think that the price point is reasonable on this at all, but for comparison, this has quite a bit more color and it feels a little bit more creamy on the lips. This is one of those lip balms that I would be pretty borderline about being able to apply without a mirror. And another one that I think a lot of people have tried are the dewy lip balms from Rare Beauty. This is the same size as the NARS. This is also 0.1 ounces, but this is the most pigmented of the bunch. I mean, that is not even a terribly pigmented normal lipstick. I am amazed that they call this a lip balm. This is not something I would ever want to apply without a mirror. Yes, I went over that a couple of times, but when I apply lip balm, that's what I do. I do go over my lips a couple of times because I want to get that moisture on my lips. This is, I think, a little bit too much for me. I much prefer the Afterglow lip balms. One more note about the pigmentation of these three lip products is that the sheerer a product is, the more gracefully it is likely to wear throughout the day. And I definitely see that. The Rare Beauty will wear off in patches, especially on my bottom lip. If I am eating or drinking during the day, I will need to check up on this. With the Pat McGrath, it's, usually fine. Usually this will wear quite nicely off and it won't leave obvious bald patches or wander around my face. The NARS are definitely the easiest to wear though. I don't have to worry about these at all. I'm sure you saw earlier in my swatch photos, there are differences between the shades in this lineup. I don't think that you probably need all of the shades. They're not all that different. However, they're not going to look identical on the lips. I think of the ones that I have, my favorite is Dolce Vita. This is a really pretty pink. I find this is super flattering on my skin tone. I really liked Laguna as well. I thought that was something a little bit different, a little bit interesting. I really liked that tan shade, but I'm quite happy with all of these shades. I think they're all really pretty. I see myself panning all of them through more or less natural use. Also, as I mentioned, I have used up 2 minis of Laguna. I found that the formula on these was very consistent between the full size and the minis. Some, especially creamier lip products, don't really translate very well into a smaller, thinner bullet. It's like the product is a little bit too creamy and it ends up getting kind of messy. It's like the bullet itself almost wiggles around a little bit within the component, but because these are a little bit stiffer, they really work quite well in the mini packaging. They don't bend when you try to apply them to your lips. They're just as easy to use in the mini as they are in the full size, and I would wholeheartedly recommend the minis too. So, as I'm sure you have gathered from this review, I am very happy with these NARS Afterglow lip balms. These are a product that I see myself using up and that I could totally see myself purchasing again in the future. If Ulta does have these in their 50% off section for their 21 Days of Beauty, a couple more might need to come home with me. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope that I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys!